1000 LB Sisters stars Tammy Slayton, Amy Slayton, and their co-star siblings have been struggling to stay connected with so much turmoil in their lives, and some healthy boundaries or counseling could do wonders for their relationships on and off screen, or even save the series in the future. Throughout 1000 LB Sisters Season 7, things have been more complicated for the Slayton family than ever before. After having life-changing weight loss surgery in recent seasons, Tammy has been back with her family and learning to live a healthier life. Amy, on the other hand, has been struggling more than ever before. With their older siblings Misty Slayton, Chris Combs, and Amanda Halterman working hard to improve their own lives while supporting their younger sisters through their difficulties, it's always been easy to see resentment forming within the family. While Chris, who's spent a lot of his time in the last several years caring for Tammy when she was unable to do so on her own, has been able to put his health first in moments, even his seemingly never-ending patience has worn thin with the choices both Amy and Tammy are making. After years of struggle, the family needs to change. Although Tammy has been having a lot of positive moments in her life, throughout 1000 LB Sisters Season 6 it became clear that she wasn't going to see everything in her personal life resolved by losing weight. While Tammy's been doing better, her struggles haven't entirely disappeared, and there have been big pieces of her life that she hasn't felt comfortable being open or upfront about, even with her family. After revealing that she was attracted to both men and women last season, Tammy found someone on a dating app prior to the current season, but introducing her girlfriend wasn't simple. Despite knowing that her family would be supportive of her decision to date her new girlfriend, Andrea, Tammy chose to keep things quiet and remain more secretive as she got to know her new partner. Though Tammy and Andrea's relationship is still fairly new, choosing not to share her happy news with her siblings when she knew they'd be supportive was tough for them to swallow. The Slayton family has operated in a difficult way where it's been clear what their problems are, but it's also been difficult for them to face things head-on without the fear of judgment. While Tammy has been keeping her relationship to herself, she's also found herself happy to make fun of Amanda's difficult breakup in a moment of pain. Despite knowing that Amanda was hurt by the way her last boyfriend ghosted her and ended their relationship, Tammy felt comfortable being overtly hurtful to her older sister about the pain. Tammy and Amanda often butt heads, but sometimes Tammy chooses to take things too far in the wrong moments, making her siblings' pain worse when she could be supporting them in a moment of difficulty. Tammy's difficult behavior was hurtful for her sister. Although 1000 LB Sisters often focuses on the more difficult moments between the siblings, things have been particularly tough for Tammy throughout the last stretch of episodes when it comes to fitting in with her siblings. While Tammy has a way she's always operated within her family, doing so at her new weight with a lot more mobility and interest in participating in their activities has left her feeling excluded. Tammy's spent years with her weight causing her to limit everything, but now that she doesn't have those restrictions on her, she doesn't know what to do. The 1000 LB Sisters star needs to grapple with her issues, which could be something she does in therapy with the rest of her siblings. Despite already likely being in therapy on her own, the Slayton family could use some therapeutic intervention together in order to learn to better communicate and be supportive of each other. The 1000 LB Sisters stars would learn to establish boundaries and ultimately find themselves being better for one another. However, I can't believe Amy suggested an asylum wedding. Amanda was right to laugh it off on 1000 LB Sisters. In an exclusive sneak peek of an upcoming episode of 1000 LB Sisters, Amy Slayton throws a surprising idea on the table. She wants to get married in an asylum. Specifically, she brings up the Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky, a well-known location with a haunted reputation. As Amy shares the idea with her sister Amanda, the moment quickly turns from shock to laughter. While Amy insists she's always wanted a non-traditional wedding, Amanda can't help but point out how strange and offbeat the suggestion sounds. The clip shows Amy laughing along as she shares the plan, and Amanda jokingly explains that none of their siblings are likely to attend if she goes through with it. The exchange is light, but it also reflects how far Amy is willing to go to keep her life unpredictable, even when it borders on absurd. In my opinion, Amanda's reaction was exactly what the moment needed. Amy clearly wasn't making the suggestion with complete seriousness, and her own laughter made that clear. Amanda didn't shame her. She responded with humor, honesty, and a reality check, which is often what Amy needs most. In a family full of big personalities and wild ideas, Amanda remains the voice of reason, even when that voice is laughing. Amy tells Amanda she wants to get married at Waverly Hills Sanatorium, a historic asylum known more for ghost tours than wedding venues. It's the kind of comment that instantly raises eyebrows, but also makes you wonder, was Amy joking, or was she actually serious? Her tone is playful, and she laughs while saying it, but she never fully confirms if it's a serious plan or just one of her off-the-wall ideas. Amanda, clearly surprised, doesn't waste time reacting. She laughs, processes what she just heard, and responds honestly, telling Amy that none of the siblings would show up if she followed through with the plan. It's classic Amanda, blunt, funny, and honest without being cruel. In my opinion, Amanda's reaction was exactly right for the moment. Whether Amy meant it as a joke or not, Amanda treated the idea with the lightness it deserved, because even if Amy was serious, she seemed open to being teased about it. Amanda didn't mock her, she just called it out like a sister would. On 1000 LB Sisters, ideas like these walk a fine line between real and ridiculous. But that's part of what makes Amanda such an important presence. She helps everyone pause and rethink before going too far, all while keeping the humor intact. Amy talking about getting married in an asylum was the most surprising part of the sneak peek, but it's not the only confusing part of her story this season of 1000 LB Sisters. She just got engaged to Brian in the most recent episode, but we've barely seen their relationship on screen. Viewers don't know how they met, how serious things are, or what led to this quick engagement. And now, suddenly, she's already talking about wedding venues. Haunted ones, no less. It feels like the show added the moment for shock value rather than building up to it with real storytelling. In earlier seasons of 1000 LB Sisters, Amy's major life events, like marrying Michael, having her kids, and dealing with motherhood, were given time and focus. But this season, everything seems to be happening way too fast, without much background or explanation. In my opinion, the asylum wedding idea isn't just a strange choice. It shows how rushed Amy's entire storyline feels. We don't know what she wants, how she feels about Brian, or why she's picking something so unusual. That makes it harder for viewers to connect with her. Whether she was joking or not, the fast pacing makes it hard to tell. Even big moments like a wedding now feel like they're just being tossed in, without any real build-up. However, 1000 LB Sisters star Amy Slayton has struggled with the way things have been going in her life for quite some time, but after getting arrested for child endangerment and drug charges, I don't think she's taking anything seriously enough to improve her life after encountering such legal trouble. Throughout 1000 LB Sisters Season 7, it's become clear that Amy's life is going a lot differently than she expected it to. After marrying Michael Halterman and welcoming their two sons, Gage and Glenn, there were problems in their marriage that neither were able to address. They divorced in 2023 after years together. While Amy knew that she needed to focus on her children coming out of her divorce, there was a lot going on in her life that didn't have to do with her young kids. Amy's family issues, which typically revolved around Tammy's health during that time, were in full swing, and there was a lot of responsibility for the mother of two outside of her kids. Dealing with so much, many watched Amy as she appeared to fall out of control with her mental health on 1000 LB Sisters Season 6. Even with help from her family, things have been sour. Although Amy has been juggling a lot in the aftermath of her divorce, it's become clear that there was a big side of her struggles that 1000 LB Sisters viewers weren't seeing on screen. Throughout the last season of the series, Amy's had a hard time, but coming into 1000 LB Sisters Season 7, she quickly found herself on the wrong end of the law. Getting arrested for drug possession and child endangerment during a day out with her sons and partner, Amy had to face the consequences of her actions after being bitten by a camel and seeking immediate medical help. While Amy was looking for help with her injuries, she was placed under arrest and detained, which made things far more difficult for her moving forward. She was able to pay the $10,000 bond required for her to be released from jail after her arrest, but Amy still had to face the courts surrounding her charges. As it was clear there were some difficulties happening between Amy, her boyfriend, and the kids, Amy pleaded guilty for her charges when she appeared in court. Taking responsibility for her actions, Amy tried to move forward after the arrest without much more fanfare. While Amy was able to take responsibility for her actions by pleading guilty and following the court's orders, she's appeared to be incredibly dismissive of her actions on 1000 LB Sisters. Amy's been following along with what the court wants, but her ability to move forward without acknowledging what's happened has been strange. Throughout the current season of the series, Amy has appeared flippant and uninterested in the charges set forth against her, and she's struggled to understand what she did wrong. While her family has been concerned, Amy hasn't seemed to give much care about what's happened in recent months. After the Slayton family came together to intervene in Amy's life, talking to her about how serious her issues have become, it was obvious that she was the only person who appeared to be letting go of the difficulties she'd been facing. Instead of taking responsibility for her actions in a personal way that could potentially change her for the future, Amy pushed herself to bury her head in the sand. Instead of choosing to listen to those who care for her, Amy seems to be interested in ignoring everything and moving forward without trying to change anything at all. Although Amy and Brian Levorn have only been dating for a short while on 1000 LB Sisters, but the couple's relationship has already become a point of contention for her family and fans of the show. Brian and Amy's relationship moved incredibly fast, making it clear that she didn't pay much mind to what happened with her marriage or the depression that followed her second son's birth. While Amy was struggling prior to meeting Brian, it seemed like things eased up when she got into a new relationship, which is typically a fairly bad sign. The couple have shared their story. As Amy and Brian have gotten to know one another, the pair have been sharing more about their relationship on 1000 LB Sisters and social media. After dating for just a few months, the couple got engaged with Tammy and her girlfriend in tow during a visit to a haunted house. While the proposal was sweet, Brian and Amy's relationship moving so quickly is a major red flag for her, especially knowing that things in her life haven't been easy recently. Amy doesn't appear to be taking things seriously enough to slow down and move slowly in her new romantic relationship. Although Amy and Brian's relationship has moved quickly, many have been curious about whether or not she'd be able to maintain custody of her kids through her legal issues. While Amy pleaded guilty to the drug possession and child endangerment charges, she was able to make a plea deal with a court system that allowed her to maintain custody of her kids on their terms. Sharing that she and her ex-husband Michael have a custody agreement in Instagram comments, it's clear that she's committed to ensuring her kids have relationships with both of their parents, but things haven't been easy. Amy's ability to move through the most harrowing situation she's ever faced without seeming to care about the consequences has been tough to watch on 1000 LB Sisters. Rather than admitting fault and taking responsibility in a way that makes sense for her, Amy has been flippant and casual about what's been happening in her life, making her family and friends worry along with the show's fans. Now that Amy's been able to move past the legal issues, her jumping into a relationship so quickly has been worrisome, and she hasn't appeared to care about her real problems on 1000 LB Sisters. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.